welcome back to my YouTube channel, Flawless by LauraIOM. Today I am going to be talking you through my experiences with colour correcting. I'm also going to be reviewing the Real Techniques colour correcting brush set, which I got for Christmas. In the set, it comes with 4 concealer brushes. These are to use in the prep stage of your makeup. If you have a look at my face, in terms of colour correcting my skin tone, I have very dark circles under my eyes. I have a dark scar here. And the other area of concern is a little bit of redness from blemishes in different points in my face. So that's all I need to use in terms of colour correcting. I want to colour correct the dark circles that I have and also the red blemishes. If you are wanting to colour correct too, and you're wanting to colour correct blemishes or spots which are red, you will need to cancel that out with green, okay? So when you put green on top of red, okay, it cancels out that red tone. One thing to note about covering blemishes or spots or acne is that because the skin is raised or bumpy, okay, you can cover the spot or the blemish and colour correct it, but you can't completely erase the look of the blemish because it's raised and higher than your actual skin. So colour correcting isn't going to get rid of differences in texture, okay, because your skin texture is different to a blemish or a spot texture. The colour correction will simply mask that. If you get rosacea, so that's kind of like redness on the skin, obviously your skin's flat, and so if you were to cover the redness from rosacea with green concealer, it would work and actually cover that up. The other area of concern that I wish to cover are the dark bags under my eyes. Now, the dark bags under my eyes, I'd say are kind of purpley blue. So to cancel out purple or blue, you need to use either a pink or a peach, and that's all down to your skin tone. Because my skin tone's a little bit on the darker side, like, well, the lighter end of the darker side, so say a medium, I tend to use a peach concealer first. And sometimes if I'm wanting a bit more brightening, I'll put pink on top of that. If you have fairer skin, then to colour correct dark circles that are black or blue, you will use the pink tone rather than the peach. Anyway, so I'm going to give this a go. I'm really excited about using these brushes. It's great because the packaging has a complimentary YouTube video to go with it, explaining how to do colour correcting as well further. So here they are in a cute little set, and I'm going to pick out green one and the peach one. I'm also going to pick out the pinky one because I think I might try using that. Now, one of the really clever things about these brushes is it's got the colour, okay, on the bottom of the brush, just to remind you. I think personally that's quite useful because prior to receiving these brushes, when I've been doing colour correcting, I've been using a flat eyeshadow brush, which I set aside in my brush set for concealer. And I used green on one side of it and the sort of pinky orange on the other side. And I found it a bit of a nightmare because when I'd been putting it on, not only does this brush not buff it in, but because I was using the concealer on both sides, it was just getting all a bit mixed up. So for me personally, for this product, I do find it useful to have the colours at the bottom of the brushes, so I know when I'm doing my colour correcting I'm not going to mix up my different concealers on the brushes. As part of my daytime makeup routine, I'm going to be using the Peach, and it's a darkness correcting brush, and if you forget, these Real Techniques brushes tell you. Easy peasy. So you don't have to stress out. And as it gets to week 3 of doing this, it'll be completely ingrained in your brain and part of your routine. But that is handy. And the redness correcting brush, it's green. Again, tells you on the brush itself. Very handy. And I'm going to be wanting to do a little bit of brightening on top of the area that I am going to colour correct for darkness, and I'm going to put a little bit of pink on top of that, and that's your dullness correcting brush. Again, if you've got fairer skin, you're not going to use the peach tone to cover up dark areas. You'll go straight to the pink, okay? Right, so let's try these out. I have primed my face. I'm ready for colour correcting. When it comes to colour correcting, I'm using and experimenting with the Colour Correcting Concealer palette from NYX. This is great because it has all of the concealer, colour correcting that you need all in one palette. And when I started experimenting with colour correcting as part of my daily routine, I've just found this to be quite handy. I'm going to take the Real Techniques green concealer brush, and I'm just going to go around my face and pat in the green onto any of my red spots. Now if you look, the Real Techniques brush is tapered or slanted. We can see it's slanted. Okay. So I take the top of the slant and use that to push any green concealer onto my spots. Spot there and there. Okay, big one there on my chin, so a bit extra push onto that one, and a little bit around here. Nothing too major at the moment, which is nice. Fab. Right, once it's onto the area, I can take the whole of the brush and rather than buffing it in a circular motion, I push it on and I try and get all the different angles. Again, if I need a little bit more product, I put some on top. Ah, got one here next to my lip. Perfect. Okay, so for the dark circles under my eyes and my scar, I'm going to use the darkness correcting brush. Okay, so I'm just going to put this directly and only in that area that's dark, so I'm not going to be bother blending it out anywhere else. Right, as I said, I'd fancy trying out the pink one. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that onto my pink brush, just to lift it. And this is to brighten that area. Okay, so I'm going to go about the rest of my daytime look. You might be wondering like when colour correcting should be done. So it's part of the prep stage, and really I'd say it's more of a personal preference. I quite like using colour correcting both for my day look and my evening look. For my day look, I don't use foundation. I use a tinted moisturiser, and that's because, generally speaking, my face and my skin tone, I want that natural skin tone to come through in my day look. So my day look is not almost as natural as possible, but just I have good skin, so I want that to come out. I don't like a heavy look for the daytime. For the evening though, it depends on your coverage that you get from your foundation. So sometimes I colour correct for my evening makeup. I do tend to use quite a heavy foundation for evening look. And the foundation itself provides a lot of coverage, so if I don't colour correct, it's fine. But if I do, it's just that layer before I put anything else on my face, and I know that those colours that I wish to correct are neutralised, and I can start with a blank canvas for which to put my makeup on. So here you can see I'm applying my concealer on top of the Colour Correcting Concealer. I have applied primer to both of my eyelids for the eyeshadow, which I'm doing next, to both eyes. I then use a flat foundation brush to blend in my concealer. I've added highlighter to the inner corners and moved on to my tinted moisturiser using the smoothing face brush from Bare Minerals. So I've just dotted my moisturiser all over my face and pushed it into the areas with the Colour Correcting Concealer. Okay, now I can use my usual circular buffing motion. OMG, there is nothing better than this Bare Minerals brush on your face. It's so relaxing, love it. So, a bit of bronzer to both cheeks and highlighter, using the usual motions and brushes. Put my eyebrows on as well. I've used setting spray, let it dry, and then setting powder, finishing powder all over my face, and voila! As you can see, the Colour Correcting has created a blank canvas for me to put on the rest of my day makeup. Hi guys, so here's my day makeup. I've had it on all day, having done the colour correcting this morning, and I'm pretty pleased with the results. So the colour correcting really delivered in terms of lightening and brightening my eyes and covering those dark circles, and my blemishes are pretty much covered as well. So I'm quite pleased with that. As part of my routine, it's been super easy using these Real Techniques colour correcting brushes, so I would really recommend them because they're great. You don't get your brushes mixed up because it's got the colours on the bottom. They're really lovely and easy to use and blend in as well, and I found them really easy to clean too, which has been great. The NYX Colour Correcting Concealer palette's my first colour correcting palette, and these seem to work really well with the Real Techniques colour correcting brushes. However, I would prefer a more orangey, peachy orangey colour correcting concealer that I could use for my dark circles, as I have been using, as seen in my everyday makeup tutorial, I've been using MAC's Prep and Prime as my peachy orangey tone colour concealer, Prep and Prime Peach Luster. So I've been popping that on and blending it in with the Real Techniques colour correcting peach brush. So yeah, all very pleased with the results. So guys, if you're enjoying watching my videos, please give me a thumbs up and like my videos. That'd be really great. If you're interested in continuing to watch these videos on everything to do with makeup, beauty and self-care, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Flawless by LauraIOM. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram by the same name. Okay guys, till next time.